Welcome back, mobsters. It's HPC Move Mob. We're going to talk front squat. It's a new month, it's a new theme. We're going to get better at our front squatting. Why is that important? Well, anybody who trains, anybody trying to reach their top physical potential is going to be doing a lot of front squat or front squat variants. If we think about our movements in the gym, it crops up everywhere. So we want to make sure that we're good at that. We understand how to get it better. For activities of daily living, anybody who's had a child and holding them and trying to get something out of the bottom level of the fridge understands that a front squat comes in handy quite often. It's just something that we find ourselves doing. And if we understand the mechanics of it, as well as understand how to get it better over time, both on that high-end physical potential level, as well as the other end of just kind of making it through the day, through activities of daily living without prematurely degenerating, very, very important to understand the mechanics of the front squat and how to progress it. So we come to our first situation here. We have our cylinder and we have our sphere. It doesn't matter what it is. Some might be better than others, granted, but anything works. Better to do it with something that's not perfect than not do it at all. So we got a baseball here and we got a PVC pipe. So the first thing that we're going to do is scan through our hamstring. A lot of time we see broken butt wings in our front squat, meaning we run out of hamstring length. So we're going to start to identify that. First, we can take this PVC pipe and just sit down just like so, roll through it front to back. If I want to show it on this side, we can see I'm kind of almost getting into the position of a front squat and then scanning through those tissues. The hamstring goes all the way from where you sit down, or kind of that butt bone that you feel right back here when you sit down, all the way to the tibia, right behind the knee, right in through here. So we want to make sure that we're scanning through all that tissue. When we have something that's a little bit more broad, more surface area, it's an easy way to quickly scan through the tissue while you're actually getting some good work done, restoring sliding surfaces and increasing range of motion. If in that process you find some, whoa, here's some business. I'm in the business right here. I found a little bit about halfway down, a little bit on the inside. I'm right on top of it right now. Getting into my front squat position, I might reinforce this here. Oh, yeah. And you can see how much fun that is for me as far as going through that shortening, lengthening side. I can continue to mash down. I can pin and move, or pin and stretch, and you see the restriction that's going on there. That's something that, hey, that can really create the butt wink, collapse the thoracic spine, leave multiple areas vulnerable, both in activities of daily living and on the competitive or the fitness realm. That's a good mash, a good mobilization. One thing that I love is, again, getting into kind of that movement, but now we're going to use this pole to help us out. We get right into the pole, almost like a Romanian deadlift times 10, really far over with this torso, and we're going to drive our knees back and butt up, but we're not going to surrender our lumbar curve. We're going to keep that nice and tight as we press up and elicit massive hamstring stretch, and then we're just going to kind of floss side to side. When I take this right leg back, I'm really getting in business right here on this right side. I take the left one back and whoa, that one's a little bit tighter than the right one. Nobody wants imbalance because that creates a lot of change dynamic or imbalance dynamic through the hips, pelvis, and lumbar spine. So I'm going to work on that left side a little bit more. I come back down to test my movement. Whoa, I've really opened up a lot of bottom position. Let's make sure we do it on the other side. Going back and forth, I'm getting better. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Obviously not going to forget to breathe because that'd be silly. But being able to cycle through those is going to be very important to increasing your hamstring range of motion. Very good for any type of runner who's also deadlifting or squatting, but then also our focus is to develop that front squat. So if you find yourself caving from the thoracic spine or caving in the butt wink, look to the hamstring as a potential thing that runs out of range of motion and forces you to collapse in the bottom. Good luck.